Good evening and welcome to Monobiology. This evening we're going to talk about codominance. Codominance involves a mixture of alleles. It's similar in some ways to incomplete dominance, except for the idea with codominance is that both alleles get expressed, whereas with incomplete dominance, it's like a midpoint, and the midpoint gets expressed. In this case, both alleles are actually going to be expressed, and that's what makes it slightly different. So neither allele is dominant, but both are expressed in the phenotype. I apparently have my Christmas colors going on here, so hope you enjoy that. It's nowhere near Christmas. Well, it could be, I suppose. Somebody could be watching this and it could be Christmas time. Let's pretend. Let's pretend it's Christmas time. Okay, so codominance is shown in cows. The best example of codominance, although it's also shown in our blood, but we'll get to that later on because that's kind of a slightly different situation. It's also a multiple allele situation. But for cows, certain types of cows can have red fur, or some can have white fur. But because neither allele is completely dominant to the other, we end up with a codominant situation. So if you cross a red bull or cow with another white bull or cow, you will in fact end up with a mixture of the two known as a roan cow. Some of their hair will be red, and some of their hair will be white. It kind of gives them a pink tinge because it's a mixture, but in fact, you see half of their hair is red and the other half is white. So it's a codominance situation. So let's try a question in which we see codominance, just to show you. And now that I'm doing the question, I'm going to move away from my Christmas colors. Okay, so if we have a red bull, and not the drink, just a red bull, we're going to cross that with a white cow. And again, neither one of these is dominant or recessive, so I should be using those letters like that. What we do is we indicate that their hair color, it's very similar to incomplete dominance. We indicate their hair color is red. So again, we come up with our alleles, and a red bull is going to have two of the same alleles, and a white cow is going to have two of the same alleles. Now, to show a little bit of difference between codominance and incomplete dominance, what we do is we use lowercase letters. You probably noticed that. In incomplete dominance, we picked a letter and then we used uppercase letters for the superscripts. In this case, we're just going to use lowercase letters. That kind of signifies that it is in fact a codominance as opposed to incomplete dominance. It's just a convention. It's not something that is set in stone, but something that we do just to show the difference. Okay, so if these two individuals are in fact going to cross, well, the gametes that this guy is going to produce are that, and the gamete that this cow is going to produce are that. So that means that 100% of the offspring are going to be HRHW, which is a mixture of those alleles, and therefore the cow is going to have both red and white hair. Now, because it has both red and white hair, the offspring is not red or white. It's kind of a combination of the two, and it's said to be roan, which is kind of like a pink color. Okay, so just to drive this home, this is different from incomplete dominance in the sense that both alleles are expressed. Both alleles are expressed in the phenotype. In the other one, it was a genetic thing where you got pink flowers from a red and a white flower. You didn't get alternating pink and white flowers, which is what you get here with codominance. You get alternating red and white hair, which gives you the roan color. And the other one, you got pink flowers, not alternating red and white petals on the flower to give you pink. Okay, so that's the difference here, and that's an important thing to distinguish. Now, another type of system, which I'm going to talk about in the next lesson, involves codominance, is the ABO blood system for humans. Neither A nor B is dominant to each other, and both of them are shown on the cells. O, on the other hand, is recessive, so it's kind of a combination of multiple alleles and codominance. So we'll talk about that in the next lesson.